Our devotional thought from the New Testament comes from our reading in Matthew chapter 10, verses 37 to 42. I call this the passage of the great ifs. Now, you know me, I like to just highlight and circle things in my Bible that are repetitious. So as I read through it, let me highlight the repetitious word, if. If you love your father or mother more than you love me, you are not worthy of being mine. Or if you love your son or daughter more than me, you are not worthy of being mine. If you refuse to take up your cross and follow me, you're not worthy of being mine. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for me, you will find it. Anyone who receives you receives me, and anyone who receives me receives the Father who sent me. If you receive a prophet as one who speaks for God, you will be given the same reward as a prophet. And if you receive righteous people because of their righteousness, you will be given a reward like theirs. And if you give even a cup of cold water to one of the least of my followers, you will be surely rewarded. Now, did you see all of that? These are conditions and blessings, conditions and promises. If you meet the condition, this will be the promise. Let me say that again. If you meet the condition, this will be the promise. He said, all right, if you love your father and mother more than Jesus, he says, this is the promise. You're not worthy of me. He said, if we love our children more than we love Jesus, we're not worthy of him. Now, forgive me, decisions have to be made in life. Even when it comes to family, Jesus must come first. If we refuse our cross, God's plan for our lives, we're not worthy of him. Forgive me, brothers and sisters, but when we got saved, we walked into a whole new dimension. God has a plan for your life. He's not asking you to take up his cross. He's asking you to take up your cross. What is God's plan, God's will for your life? And if you reject his will for your life, he said, you're not worthy of me. He said, if you cling to your life, and I like that, your life. If you cling to your life, you will lose it. I try to teach young pastors, one of the greatest causes of failure in the ministry is young pastors want to cling to their life. They want their travel. They want their BGC lifestyle. They want their going around. They want their weekends. They want their parties. And forgive me, when he called us to the ministry, he called us to a life of sacrifice. If you want your life, yeah, sometimes you get up at 2:00 in the morning and you go to the hospital and you visit somebody. And you know what? That doesn't fit in your life, but it fits in the life God has called you to. If you cling to your life, you'll lose it. If you receive a prophet, you receive a man or a woman of God. As a man or a woman of God, you receive a prophet's reward. You know, there are people that when I was a young man, 23 years old, for some reason, COP received me as a man of God. I was a kid, but they didn't receive me as a kid. They received me as a man of God. And because of that, God has blessed the church. They received the prophet's reward. If you receive a righteous person because of their righteousness, you receive that righteous person's reward. And whatever you do for the least of Jesus's followers, you do for him and you receive a reward. Cause and effect. If, and this is the results.